Hey guys, this is Reptile and Fish Boy 123. Today I'm going to show you a video on how to set up a corn snake enclosure. Let's go ahead and get started. With my corn snake, he's in this 10-gallon grow out right now. For anybody who really is not familiar at all with any of this stuff, grow out is basically what it says. It's a temporary tank that's just good for them until they're a certain size. So, because mine, sometimes they won't eat when they're in a bigger tank. So, let's go ahead and get started with substrate. I usually leave a little bit of my Carefresh in here. I have extra down there. And I'll take some Repti bark. I have it tied with a paper clip. But, oh yeah, first I'll just go ahead and show you everything you need, basically. Repti bark, enclosure, lid with locks. If you don't have locks, they're not very expensive. You can get them at PetSmart, Petco, your local pet store, stuff like that. You would also want, you don't have to have like an enclosure like this. This is really fancy. Most of the time I just make the enclosures, and it does well for the snakes. So they're very insecure. All they really care about is just having a warm, very enclosed enclosure. Like this I made out of a box that my phone came in, and he loves it. This is his favorite hide. I'm using this one right now. My mom got it for me for my birthday, and this is another enclosure, a large one that I made out of the top of a cardboard box. And you also want a water dish. My water dish is pretty big. You don't need it for a young one, but this one will probably be good for him until he's fully grown. So that's a pretty good water dish. It does fill up the tank though. You can add sticks from outside, but you want to make sure that you carve all the bark off, any splintering pieces, and you want to bake it at 350 degrees for about 2 hours. That's how long I left mine in there. And then you want to soak it inside warm water overnight, and that'll probably kill any parasites or bad things from outside. You don't want your you really don't want your snake or another reptile to get sick off of a piece of wood, because diseases and parasites from outside can be fatal. And second of all, you need your snake. There's my albino normal snake, corn snake. His name is Colonel. I'm gonna be breeding him with an aneristic by next summer. Alright, so let's go ahead and show me adding the substrate. Let me raise this thing a little bit. Also, if you want to see some other good videos on how to make a corn snake cage, try Corn Snake 33, or I don't know, that's where I learned how to do that from, and she's pretty good. So I'll go ahead and add my substrate. Now for corn snakes you'd like a good bit of substrate, because they like to burrow. Add a little bit more Carefresh in there. The Carefresh kind of gives a cushion to it, like when he gets down to his heat pad, he likes to be nice and soft, so I figure that's pretty good. Plus it's also, this Repti bark right here is pretty cheap. It's like $3 for this whole bag. So, and I've already used a little bit. Now you basically want to fill up your water dish. You want to change your water dish every single day for your baby corn snake. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this up and put it in the tank. Some people will use a solution for their water. I really, like, the people that I've gotten most of my information from are just like, well, you don't really need any chemicals to make your water pure because, I mean, it's straight out of the faucet. I know it has a little bit of like chlorine and stuff in it, but if you change it every day, it's basically just like a guinea pig or something. You don't need to add all those things to it. It's just wasting money, honestly, because if you just change it every day and actually take care of your pet, not saying that people who haven't done that don't care about their pets, because you might just not have known, but it's just wasting money and it's not really something that makes a huge difference at all. I am going to use this piece. He likes to climb up into it, up here on the top on the green part. And I also add this because he likes to get up on the edge of my tank, like right on the seal up here. And that's just about, you want to make sure you have a heat source. I have two heat sources. I have my heat lamp, it's right there, and I have I think a 10-gallon heater. It's either a 10 or like 8-gallon, or no, 10 or a 5.5, I think, something like that. So you definitely need a heat source. You can use two. I like to have the lamp because, you know, they like to bask. He likes to get up on here sometimes at night. I have a Night Glow Exoterra bulb. And now I'm going to add my snake. So this is Colonel, my albino corn snake. I'm going to go ahead and add him in here. Put him right up at his hide. That's just about it. If you're changing, like, sometimes they'll act different if they don't like the kind of bedding they have. If they change their behavior due to the kind of bedding, just give it a few days, see if they really just don't like it. And it might be almost like they might not eat or something. I've never seen anything that drastic, but if that does happen, which I highly doubt because I've never heard of it, I would probably change your bedding. When I first changed him from just straight Carefresh to Reptibark and Carefresh, he didn't like it, but I just let him sit in there for a few days, didn't really mess with him, and he just settled down and he's doing good. He's not eating as much, but I think that's just part of him growing up because he's the place I got him from, they take good care of the snakes. They handle them and feed them regularly, but they just don't have very big cages, so he didn't really... It's almost like a fish, you know. If you don't have the right size cage, then they don't grow quite as fast. They also didn't have like a heat lamp. They had a small heat pad and just like a UVB light or something like that. I don't know what it's called. But if you see any changes in behavior, just try and see if it'll pass. If not, you might want to look up on Google or something any changes you would want to make. But this is Reptile and Fish Boy 123, hoping that you actually learned something from my video, and just please comment and subscribe. See ya.